Welcome back. You're still tuned in to News and Views right here on Salam Media with myself, Salalo Makwidiri. And we're here in Johannesburg and there's a buzz. Johannesburg is readying itself to host the upcoming G20 summit. And the city has suddenly become really rife with activity. Roads are being resurfaced, street lights repaired, and areas long neglected are getting a long overdue facelift. While many South Africans are relieved to finally see visible progress, others are making tough questions. Why does it take an international summit for service delivery to happen? And will this renewed focus on fixing the city, which was seen to be long neglected, last, especially as the global spotlight fades away? And to help us unpack these issues of governance, accountability, and sustainable service delivery, which run by Public Service Commissioner for Gauteng Province, Mr. Vusumuzi Mavuso. Commissioner, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you giving us your time.
A very good morning to you and your audience. I'm excited to be here. It's my first time on your station.
No, the pleasure is all ours, and we really appreciate you joining us. I think we'll jump right into it, Commissioner. Gauteng, specifically Johannesburg, is preparing to host the G20 summit. What would you say this moment represents for government institutions and the public service in the province and in the city of Johannesburg?
Silaila, I want to cut to the chase and just talk about the importance of G20. In the first instance, for South Africa, the G20 represents a critical opportunity to influence global economic policy, advance and advocate for global South, and advance its own national priorities during its 2024-2025 presidency. And secondly, and this is quite important, it is to appreciate that the key objectives of G20 include addressing debt vulnerability, promoting sustainable finance and development, and championing a solidarity, equality, and sustainability agenda to put Africa and the global South in the forefront of the global discussion. But the most important point, which is the third one, is that for South Africa, this moment represents what I may call both a test and an opportunity for Gauteng's public institutions. Hosting the G20 is not just an event. It's not about logistics. It's not about putting a brush and paint here and there. It is about national pride in a similar manner that the hosting of the Summit of Sustainable Development or the Soccer World Cup displayed. It is about national pride. It is about demonstrating that our governance systems, service delivery, capacity, and ethical standards can match global expectations. But what I want to indicate is that it calls for excellence in coordination, integrity in execution, and a renewed coming together for an objective and a common good for our nation and citizens of both Gauteng and the city of Johannesburg. For us, it is a national moment of accountability, a chance to show the government can operate seamlessly with precision, transparency, and citizen focus, even under very difficult circumstances of global scrutiny. That for us is important.
There's been a sense, especially coming from the residents of Johannesburg and the various other parts of the province of Gauteng, that some of these metros have been neglected for a very, very long time. We're only seeing, this kind of energy to kind of revamp, to fix, what would be considered basic service delivery because of the G20, and citizens almost feel disconnected from the summit. It is for government and government officials, and that's why we're only getting service delivery now. How would you respond to that sentiment?
Truth be told, I think it's a very, very valid concern. But remember that it was not initiated or maybe initially viewed from a perspective of fear and trepidation. It would have been, I think, for both the city of Johannesburg and the province of Gauteng, it would have implied that there was arrogance and complacency on the part of government in the first instance. It is more the reason that the president took the initiative to meet with the city governors, if I may use the word, and together with his executive, together with senior mandarins, they descended upon the city of Johannesburg to engage firsthand about the state of readiness to host such an event an event of this great magnitude. Secondly, they had to harness the power and the authority of the provincial government to come to bear, to be able to say, we need to operate in a seamless sense. It's not necessarily about government at a national level. It's about everybody, because the benefits that will accrue out of this event are going to benefit the entire country. So it's not a once-off performance. It's quite catalytic in its sense. It is about the future of the citizens of Johannesburg and Gauteng. It's about service delivery excellence, to be able to showcase what is it that we can do under tremendous stress and circumstances. It is about emphasizing institutional capacity rather than events-driven activity. This means embedding new performance management tools for the future, starting from now on. Ethical training will then have to be included, and service delivery standards that will remain long after the summit. For us, that's important. It's about transformation, which has to be institutionalized through policy reforms, digital systems, and a culture of absolute accountability, so that every improvement made for the G20 becomes the new normal for service delivery going forward.
I want to touch on the role of the Public Service Commission. How are you guys involved? What kind of role are you playing to make sure that public servants are ready to deliver to both global and, most importantly, local expectations during and after the G20 summit?
Let me give you a little bit of context for one to understand better. It is worthy of note that the Public Service Commission has not had a footprint or a foothold in the local government sphere in terms of what the Constitution says. But with the passing of the Public Service Commission bill, the new one, it extends the scope of the public service to the local government sphere and inclusive of state-owned entities. It's a first in our country, which is very, very important. What does it mean? It actually implies that it is now an opportunity to begin testing what is it that we need to do and be able to test our tools and our oversight capabilities in playing both a watchdog role and an enabler role. We're strengthening compliance oversight, promoting ethical conduct, and ensuring merit-based deployment of personnel in critical functions related to the summit. It is looking beyond oversight. We also engage in national and provincial departments to build leadership and skills capacity, ensuring that frontline officials understand the delivery for the G20 and what it means. It means a great deal for the citizens. It's about consistency, it's about fairness, it's about pride, national pride. So the G20 is not just a global event taking place in the richest square mile in the continent, in Sandton, but it's a catalytic development to showcase what Africa, what South Africa, what Gauteng, and what Johannesburg can do and achieve as it has done previously. Therefore, the Public Service Commission is ensuring that our public servants are not only ready for the event, but are prepared to sustain excellence going forward. I think the trajectory that government has embarked upon since the last elections is indicative of that commitment, that passion, and that necessity to be able to change things and have a different ball game altogether.
Lastly, before I let you go, Commissioner, for the citizens of Gauteng, the citizens of the city of Johannesburg, what should they consider a success after this G20 summit? What are the tangibles that they should be looking at and looking to hold on to post this very, very historic summit that might not even return back to South Africa for a very, very long time?
Well, the fact that it came to South Africa in particular and to Africa in general is indicative of a huge responsibility. Citizens must be able to experience more responsive, transparent, and professional public service delivery. Turnaround times should improve, corruption should diminish, and the ethos of Batobele, Ubuntu, should be more than a slogan. It should be a lived reality. The ultimate success of the G20 summit will not be measured by how well we host world leaders, but by how much better we serve our people afterwards. We dare not fail. There is no option but it's all about success. It's all about transformation. It's becoming a catalytic kind of change that is going to transform our society for years to come.
Well, there you go, Vusumuzi Mavuso, Commissioner and the Public Service Commissioner. Really appreciate your time and hope you join us again for a few more interviews on our station.
Absolutely, I'll be more than ready and willing.
There
Salam
you go.
alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think a really, really important conversation there with Commissioner Vusumuzi Mavuso from the Public Service Commission. And yeah, it's giving us insights into a reality that I think most of us have started to see. Johannesburg scrambling to shine ahead of the G20 summit. If you are, in the vicinity of the city, or even across our highways, you'll see all kinds of branding, that shows that we'll be hosting the G20 summit. But one thing that has become incredibly clear for me is the fact that there's always been capability and capacity to fix the city. It has always been there. And we know there's always been there because of the numerous other summits, international summits that we've always hosted. And you can see the movement, whether it's the BRICS summit that we hosted a few years ago, or it's, the various sporting events that we have or tend to host in the country. But you see, but for some reason, you're always left wondering why it should take global attention to make it happen. That's the question. And another question we should be asking is whether this newfound efficiency and urgency can outlast the summit. Roads being closed over the weekend so that they can be paved, potholes can be closed, lights can be fixed, and you're seeing police and military officials and the JMPD all over the city. Everyone seems to know what they should be doing, but they're not doing it when we're not hosting a major event. And you can also get in touch with us. What are some of the key developments you've seen, especially in Gauteng, in the city of Johannesburg, that you kind of know they're doing that for the G20 summit? You can give us a call, 01168000355, or you can send us a voice note on 06176600355. The G20 summit might come and go, but at least we'll be left with some of our roads without potholes and some of the street lights, street lamps working. But can we continue with this gees? Can we continue with this energy? Because at the end of the day, service delivery is for the people of the city. We're the ones that deserve it. A bit more than just some diplomats that are going to be flying in and out. Going to take a quick break. When we come back, News and Views continues.